pray for peace and unity
South Africa,
in our nations.
for one. Nigeria, together we can sing along. Zimbabwe, for one. We are all one. Africa, Nigeria, for one. Burundi, together we can smile again. Somalia, for one. We are all one. Africa.
Good day and a special welcome to you all. For those of you joining us for the first time, special welcome to, of course, the Black Book African Lessons. It is an initiative by the Black Book Club in which we are trying to teach, we're trying to engage, we're trying to share the little knowledge that we have with the world. All right? And of course, they once said, a wise man knew nothing. That is our philosophy. All we say is listen to our side, listen to us tell our African story in an African way. Today we're talking about the birth of a society and development of such society, in which we simply phrase it as civilization. What is civilization? Well, let us take a look. The Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, International Students Edition, of course it's also the 7th edition. Let us quickly find the definition of what we call civilization. Give me a second or two and I will be there like a flash. Let's start off with the verb. What is a verb? A verb, of course, is a doing word, right? It means you are doing something, or it is a state of being. You are something. So let's start with the verb of the word, which is civilize, right? Now, to civilize is to educate and improve a person or society. To educate and improve a society. I would leave that to your imagination. What is the definition of improving, and how do we say a person is improving or this one is not improving? And let us jump directly to our topic for the day, which is civilization. A state of human society that is very developed and organized. It is a general known or accepted theory that civilization began near the place called the cradle of life, by the name of a society which emerged to call themselves Mapungubwe, one of the first civilizations known, if we go by the definition of an organized and well-developed society. It means that they were organized. Possibly they had working force, they had trade, they had social governance, culture, tradition, technology of that time. All of those things show the civilized nature of Mapungubwe. But today we won't be focusing on the very first, of course, civilized state, or one of the very first, because there are many others. From Mapungubwe came great Zimbabwe, and of course our major focus shall be at a place near the Nile River. Remember the Nile River that we talked about? It's one of the longest rivers in the world. It stretches, oh my goodness, I can't even mention the kilometers. It's very long. Think of the longest kilometer that you can think of, double it twice or thrice. It's a very long river. It's a river. Now, from the association of a river, we bound to admit that there is water. The very definition of a river requires water. Where there's water, there is life. Where there's life, there are people who possibly eat that natural life. Plantation. There's a society. Now, the Nile River was the main source of transportation that linked South as well as North Egypt. Yes, we are talking about Egypt, ancient Egypt, or the great ancient Egyptian empire. Now you take note that ancient Egyptian empire was divided mainly into two: Upper Egypt as well as Lower Egypt. That is why most of the time, of course, we would refer to the pharaohs as the rulers of two kingdoms. Not just one kingdom, two kingdoms. Now I mentioned that Egypt was divided into two, Upper and Lower Egypt. Well, more about Lower Egypt, it was known as Tamehu, and it was divided into what was called nomes or provinces, which of course were handled by the olden day monarchs. And of course one of the most prominent cities known in the lower ancient Egypt would be Memphis. It's one of the first capital cities in which it is stated it was founded by Pharaoh Menes, roughly about 3,000 years before Christ. Right now, Memphis occupied a strategic position at the mouth of the Nile Delta. This was lovely for it because all trade routes had to go through Memphis, and one of its most famous ports was Port Peronefa, which of course it was so prominent at the time that it was well renowned. It attracted people from Wales and Wales who came to admire it. Right here in Africa, they came to admire the marvel of this lovely place called Memphis. And at the time, Memphis was declared to be one of the most civilized cities in the entire world. It was blossoming. It had a high density of workshops. It had factories. It had warehouses. It was the regional center for commerce and trade. It was a great city. And for over 3,000 years, the people of Memphis maintained their beliefs and rituals until, of course, the coming of Coptic Christianity, which was based, it was a church based, of course, in Alexandria in Egypt. And the unique thing about this church is that it observes a unique fasting period, as they normally fast between 180 days to 210 days. So that was the unique feature of this Coptic Christianity. Beliefs or gods that were found in Lower Egypt, I would say, was Chief Atum or Chief God Atum-Ra, in which the Ened of Heliopolis people believed in. They believed in Chief God Atum-Ra. And then the Ogdoad of Hermopolis, they simply believed in Ra. And then the Kenun Satet Anuket triad of Elephantine believed in God King Khnum, while the people of Amun-Mut, Khon's triad of Thebes, believed in Amun. The Ptah Sekhmet Nefertem triad of Memphis mainly believed in Ptah. And of course, due to the trading and the general social exchange, as well as conquests, various conquests and unifications of Lower Egypt as well as Southern Egypt, these beliefs became intertwined here and there, and they generally mixed or interbreeded their beliefs to one another as some form of survival. And of course, some kept their strictness, while others actually succumbed to it and accepted the variety of or mixing of the principles in which are found in all respective beliefs. Now, it is believed that Memphis was founded at about 3,000 years ago by Menes, of course, and who later on united the two kingdoms. He is also known to be Pharaoh Name, whom, of course, the Greek call by that name. However, here in Africa, we refer to him as Pharaoh Menes, who later united the two kingdoms. Now, one of the prominent structures in which we can find in Memphis, which generally boasts the advanced technology or mathematical or construction ability of the ancient Egyptians, is a temple called Hot-Ka-Ptah, the great temple of Hot-Ka-Ptah. Now this generally means that it is the castle of the Ka of Ptah, which is of course a huge permanent structure there, and it was also generally created out of goodwill, or it was built out of goodwill as an honorary gift to the Pharaoh Menes. Right now, a Greek historian by the name of Manetho rendered in Greek the name of this particular palace that we talk about, the Hot-Ka-Ptah. Right now, this Greek philosopher by the name of Manetho, he rendered in Greek the name of the palace, and when it translated, it was Aegyptos. When he translated Hot-Ka-Ptah to his Greek language, it was Aegyptos, which is later believed to be the foundation of the modern term Egypt. So of course, modern day Egypt, if we go by that theory, is generally named because of the great castle or the great temple, which was built thousands of years ago as an honor to Pharaoh Menes. So every time we mention the name Egypt, we are actually honoring Pharaoh Menes. Right now, enough about Lower Egypt. We have another pressing issue in the form of Upper Egypt. Exciting things happen to south of modern day Cairo. It's also known as Tashemau, or the land of the reeds. It is divided into 22 nomes. And the major city at the time was Thebes, which is situated nowadays in modern day Luxor. And of course, one of the other prominent people that thrived from Egypt would be an empire called Nubia. As the great Egyptologist, historian by the name of Cheikh Anta Diop says, ancient Egyptians were black. Now, facts about Egypt as a civilized society. They were the first first empire that is known to have used formal writing systems. Kindly note that the first empire known to have used formal writing systems. Known. There are many empires before that. However, one that can be traced are, of course, hieroglyphic scripts. Very, very, very complex language. Even geniuses, if you think rocket science is hard, try understanding and learning hieroglyphic scripts. It's the first known writing system which was used in Egypt. It dates back to the days of the son of Khufu. It is a combination of alphabetic, numeric, logographic with over 1,000 distinct characters. And we are now struggling with how many letters in an alphabet? 27, 24. This particular writing system had over 1,000 characteristics or characters.
Just need to teach them principles zakwantu. Umntu wethu, umntu ngabantu. Ukuthetha khona yekufaka ibhathu.